Hello guys, this is Recaps Now here. Today we will explain the Hollywood survival movie Centigrade. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. In the opening scene we are told that a novelist called Naomi was going to a book tour along with her husband named Matt, and they were off to Norway for the same. We see that they were stuck in the car and the car was surrounded by ice. But how did it happen? It was due to Matt's carelessness. We see that when they were going to their hotel they got caught up in a snowstorm. Matt could not see anything that was in front of him. Thus, it became difficult and dangerous for him to continue driving in such a situation. That's why he stopped by the roadside. His plan was to wait for the storm to cease. But the problem arose when he fell asleep. Actually, both of them had fallen asleep. Now when they awoke they could only see snow and ice around them. Neither were they able to start the car, nor could they open the doors and windows. They seemed to have no clue whatsoever as to how dense the snow was. We see they also did not have any idea of whether the storm had stopped or was it still going on. They needed to find out the situation, as if the storm continued for a few more days, then it would be difficult to locate them. We see that neither the radio was working nor did they have any network on their cell phones. The couple still seemed relaxed as they still had food supplies available to them. They thought that if they ran out of any essentials they would get it on the way to the hotel. But little did they know that there was no roads left to travel. All corners were surrounded by snow and the storm was still continuing, and even their car was hardly visible. Seeing this, they decided to divide the food into small parts that could last for 12 days. Naomi was not happy with the idea and said they should try getting outside the car and ask for help. But Matt was not having any of it, as he argued that the car was the safest place they could be in this situation. This was the best decision taken by Matt, as Naomi was pregnant, and it would be a hassle roaming around in such situation with pregnant lady. Naomi still did not agree, and from here we see that a small argument had started. It had been 3 days since they were stuck in the snow, but they still did not feel troubled as they had adequate food and water with them. We see Matt was thinking about the future and thus stored most of the food for Naomi, and he himself had minimum amounts of it. As they were stuck in the car and had nothing to do, so Naomi kept writing something to pass her time. In the next scene we see a careless Naomi keeps the cap of the water bottle loosely, and when Matt touches it by chance a lot of water is wasted. Seeing this, Matt shouts at her and they end up having a quarrel. But we see that Matt then apologizes to her. In the next scene we see that they were sleeping when they heard a noise from nearby. They shout for help, but then they see that sound had disappeared and probably it was an animal. It was now their 7th day in the car and Matt suddenly figures out an idea. He uses the candle making the ice to melt, so that he could open the window as they were running out of water and needed to refill the bottle. Matt thought that they could survive on ice. After a while Matt is able to break a bit of the window. Meanwhile, Naomi's cell phone falls from her hand, and after reassembling she is able to get some signals. The first thing we see her do after this is that she calls her father up and does not say anything but cries only. After this we see that they again lost the signals. This angers Matt as they had lost a golden chance to escape. In the next scene we see that it was day 9 of their ordeal and now they seem to have multiple thoughts and regrets in their minds. Naomi opined that they should break the window and try to move the snow. Matt found it stupid as he knew that once the window is broken they would lose the insulation and it would be extremely difficult to survive. This creates an argument between them, and at one point Naomi starts to feel breathlessness as she was on some kind of pills that might have a side effect and Matt had no knowledge of it. This gives rise to an internal tension between them. The scene shifts to the next morning, and we see the storm had finally stopped and a truck is seen clearing the snow. Seeing which Matt and Naomi shouts for help, but as the truck was too noisy nobody hears them and the truck leaves. Matt is seen getting frustrated and doubts his own decision of not breaking the window, as that could have saved them. We then see that in his frustration Matt informs Naomi that he was not on a holiday with her, but in reality he had been fired from his job. He says that he could not say this to her before as she is pregnant. This angers Naomi a lot. The tension between them signaled an end to their relationship. We then see that it had been 14 days and still nobody was there to help them out, nor was the road functioning. The situation was such that they had to drink ice, but still Matt wanted to stay in the car. We then see a frustrated Naomi breaks open the window while Matt was asleep, but Matt somehow manages to control her. Naomi now felt suffocated and she just wanted to somehow escape from this mess. In between all this, we see Naomi goes into labor. We then see that Naomi gives birth inside the car. The problem they faced was that they were out of food supplies and water, and now they had to take care of an infant. However, they have a daughter and name her Olivia. We see that 19 days have passed and it was now imperative for them to get out off the car for the sake of Olivia. We then see that Matt uses his clothes to keep Olivia warm and continues working while Olivia and Naomi were sleeping. When Naomi awakens, she is frightened to see a frozen Matt. She tries her best to revive him, but alas, nothing would work now as Matt was no more. We see that Matt had protected his family at the cost of his life. But now Naomi had to survive with Olivia and had to give her a good life, she thought. As they were out of food, she eats up her diary and then ends up eating her placenta. All this was in order to save her daughter. We can see that it was a traumatic situation for her. But finally, in the next scene, we see bright sunshine. Naomi notices this and removes the snow from the windows so that she could get out of the car. We then see that she bids a final goodbye to Matt and takes her belongings and Olivia in a bag and starts her journey again. Though it was difficult and it was almost dusk, she does not give up and sees a hotel nearby and a plane flying through the sky. In the end credits, we learn that Naomi and Oliva were taken to a hospital, where they were treated for dehydration, frostbite and hypothermia, and the doctors believed they survived due to the igloo effect or trapping heat inside the body. We learn that Naomi still continues writing and dedicates her work to her husband Matt. Thus, the movie ends. Thank you for watching.